Hi, it's Miss House. In this video, I'll show you how to factor a trinomial using the AC method. Note that you can pause the video at any time to take notes. A trinomial is a polynomial of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. It has three terms. It will factor as a binomial times a binomial unless it's prime. You want to make sure it is in standard form with descending exponents. It can also be factored by trial and error, but you'll be required to do the AC method on tests. So step one is to check for a greatest common factor. Factor it out and write it in your final answer if there is one. The second step is to multiply a times c, where a is the coefficient of x squared and c is the constant. The third step, find the factors of this number ac that you just found that will combine through addition or subtraction to get b. Step 4, split b into two terms using the factors that you found in step 3. Step 5, factor by grouping, a method you already know. And step 6, check by foiling. Now that may seem like a lot of steps, but if you practice this a few times, you'll be able to do it with no problem at all. It's a lot simpler when you see it being done. So here I'm going to factor 2x squared plus 15x plus 18. This trinomial is in standard form. There's no GCF, that's step 1. Multiply a times c would be 2 times 18, which is 36. Now we need to find the factors of 36. Factors are numbers that multiply to get 36. We start with the smallest one, 1 times 36. We're going to work our way up, 2 times 18, 3 times 12. And since these numbers add to 15, we can stop listing factors. Our fourth step said to split the b term, that is the 15x, into two terms using the numbers we found in step 3. So instead of 15x, I've written 3x plus 12x. Now we're going to factor by grouping. Remember, we group the first two and the last two, and we bring down the middle sign. And in factoring by grouping, you take out the greatest common factor of the first pair, and then you take out the greatest common factor of the second pair. So I've factored out an x, and I'm left with 2x plus 3. My middle sign plus has dropped down. I factor out a 6, and I'm left with 2x plus 3 in that binomial. Now you notice you have a common binomial. So you factor the common binomial to the front, and the leftovers, which are the x and the plus 6, will be your second binomial. Now you can certainly do this in the other order, x plus 6 times 2x plus 3. That's a personal preference. I personally prefer to put the common binomial first and the leftovers in the second binomial. But you may put the leftovers, quote unquote, the GCFs, in the first binomial and the common binomial in the second one. Now to check this, I FOIL it out. So I multiply 2x times x, that gives me 2x squared. I multiply 2x times 6, that gives me 12x. I multiply 3 times x, that gives me 3x. And I multiply 3 times 6, which gives me 18. When I add the 12x and the 3x, I get back to 2x squared plus 15x plus 18. So my factoring checks. Now this is the easiest case because everything is positive. So I'll do another video to show you what to do if you have some minuses or subtractions in your trinomial.